I just want to make this video because, maybe someone will watch it and it'll change their perspective, but maybe another person will watch it and not care. I got a little bit too much sun today. It is so hot, and we're going in for another heat wave. My plants are all wilting. It don't matter how much water they get, they wilt. And then I got some sort of bug. I actually got to do a video probably when I go outside. I'm going to spray my plants with soapy water because I don't care if the bugs nibble on the flowers and things like that, those leaves, but I don't want them getting into my herb garden. So I gotta go spray. I just put a little bit of what do they call that? Irish Spring soap into a spray bottle with some warm water. I shake it up and it dissolves, and that's good enough. You can use Castile soap. You can use any kind of soap. Probably not a perfumey one. But the Irish Spring keeps the bugs away. So anyways, and you can use neem oil as well. So anyways, okay. So Mr. Hulk Hogan has passed. Okay. So a lot of people didn't like Mr. Hulk Hogan. Okay. A lot of people pass every day. I don't like them, but I don't disrespect their death. Okay. When someone passes, it is not the time for you to reflect on their life, all the bad stuff they did. Okay? You leave that time for their people to mourn them. A mourning, I don't know, I don't wish this on anyone, but I've lost a lot of good people. I've lost my very best friend. I've lost people that meant the world to me, okay? When you go through a mourning, okay, a lot of these twerpy, derpy guys are young and they're dumb and they're just, or they've never lost anyone of real significance to them. That's what I'm going to say. Or they're just callous, bad people with bad hearts. But anyways, when you leave that time frame for their family to mourn them, okay? When I go, okay, which I hope is not for a very, very long time, because Lord knows my children cannot handle what they got in front of them going on. They need someone to monitor them, and that's me. But I don't want people to say, oh, you remember when she did this? Oh, you remember when she did that? I'm sorry, but that is not your time to vent on your social media. That's your time to shut up. Let the family grieve. Let the family, they say never talk about a dead man, right? It's done. Their life is done. What do you want to rehash all the wrong they did to you? You want to rehash that takedown, that time that they got you down and scratched your face up and gave you a couple punches to the nose? No. You leave that time for the family that grieves. I don't care if you didn't like Hulk Hogan or what he said. I know what he said. TMZ put it out there many years ago, and I wasn't in agreement with it. But what I do know is he was a big part of my childhood. Was he my favorite wrestler? No. No, he was not, to be honest. Like, to be full disclosure, he wasn't my favorite, but he was in my childhood. He was a part of my childhood. Okay? There were other wrestlers that were my favorites. Hulk Hogan wasn't my favorite. Okay? He might have been my sibling's favorite. I don't know. But he was a part of my childhood. Everybody remembers Hulk Hogan coming out on the screen. It was a big deal in WrestleMania and all that good stuff. And that is just a little piece of nostalgia. I don't want to have to hear all the right and wrong that Hulk Hogan's done. We are just mourning him, okay? It's the same goes for Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, he was the Prince of Darkness. Oh, he was this and that. And oh, that's scary. And oh, I didn't like he did that. Okay, fine. But he was a good dad. He was a good father, okay? He made it some in his past, and guess what? He suffered the health repercussions because of it. Okay, but we are not taking his life and evaluating it right now. We are mourning his death, and we are appreciative of what he contributed to the music. We are appreciative of, like I said, him being a good daddy. Don't think that you have to, it's not on you to reevaluate someone's life because they didn't hold up to your expectations. And I watch these channels, and I know they're all about flashy, complaining and all that other stuff. But we as a society, we have to let people just have a mourning period, okay? You want to come for them, Give us a week or two, and then start publishing all your hate and all your grievances. But for now, let it go away. Let us have our time and process that. And that's the problem with social media. People just feel like they can just tap and it's not going to affect anyone. It probably won't. I wouldn't give an SHIT if I seen someone on there talking about my loved ones and blah, blah, blah. But, it's just people nowadays are low class. How do I know this? Because I'm a high class lady. They are low class. You don't have to get on there and say this and that about this person. Okay? You just don't have to do that. It was well known. A lot of this stuff was published in the like I said, TMZ or the gossip magazines. We already know. We are mourning them because guess what? They weren't shitty people all the time. Just like you're not a shitty person all of the time, probably only partially. So let it grieve. And I'll tell you this, we had a relative. I was only a baby when this happened, so it didn't have a big effect on me. Obviously, I love the person. I mourn them, whatever. Anyways, they were 10 years old when they passed, okay? So the family has a funeral, and because they were a child, the whole community was involved, and kids from schools and sports teams and all that. Was a big deal in the community, okay? So again, back then there was no social media, but a lot of people were just attending the funeral. Why? Because it was the right thing to do. They didn't really care about the kid. That's the honest truth. They just wanted to be there because everybody in the community was going to be there, and it was a big, gossip thing. And while my family was appreciative of the support and of the people showing up, it does help you process things when you have people there, saying good stuff about the deceased and all that stuff. One particular lady, and why do I know the story? Because one relative told me it, and I never forgot it because, my relative obviously was going through a very hard time, okay? And obviously was, just beyond grieving. And this lady come up to her at the funeral, okay? She wasn't invited. It was really a family affair, but like I said, the community kind of, morphed into this. And anyways, the lady come up, and again, my relative would not have invited her to the funeral, but she come up to my relative, and guess what she said? She said, "Oh yeah, my son and your kid were fighting and last week, and your son punched my son in the belly." And my family member thought, "Why you got to tell me that story now? He's dead. Why would you tell me a story like that at a funeral? Why wouldn't you say one thing good? I don't know, say my kid was clean and had manners. Don't bring up a little fist fight that some 10-year-olds had, probably fighting over some sort of figure or, army guy or a book or something like that. Why would you tell me a story like that? What's wrong with you?" But she didn't say that to the lady. Why? Because I come from a classy line of ladies. Okay? She could have, and maybe I would have wrestled her to the ground and maybe, like I said, socked it to her. But like I said, my family member was classy, and they just said, "Oh yeah, okay." Meanwhile, thinking, "Wow, you're just a piece of work, aren't you?" And walked away. So, like I said, that was before social media, when people could post crap online, as they do. That'll be the downfall of society. So, I'm just saying to you, if you're watching this and you're younger, and you're not really getting out of the world yet and learning how to treat people, you just don't put your grievances on there right now. You just let the family mourn. Let them have a little bit of time to mourn. And if you're still bothered by a dead man, well, A, there's something wrong with you. B, you should probably fix your life. And C, maybe just stay off social media altogether. But if you're still, hell-bent on exposing the person, go ahead. Give them 2-3 weeks, though. Please and thank you. Before you expose all their business out there on the internets. Be a human being and give them a time to grieve. That's all I got to say about that. So, be nice. Be kind. Try to be better, okay? Maybe you're a crappy person now, but guess what? You could be a better person if you tried.